All right, so quick update on my life as I currently have an English assignment due at midnight and it is 11 right now. And I have not started, so I should probably. Okay, so after a bunch of hours of coding, I have finally made the website. I can finally chat with multiple PDFs. But before I go on to actually show you how I will be able to use this for my English assignment that is already overdue, I will be able to show you how I actually did it first. So first of all, I imported a bunch of libraries so that I can actually do the assignment. So I can import Streamlit for the front end, HTML templates for the front end, and everything else for the back end, such as all of this Langchain stuff. Now, what we have to do first is get the PDF and turn it into text. And so that's what I did with def get PDF and turned it into a text. Now, when I get this text, I can finally turn that into chunks. And so with these chunks, we are able to define two things: the chunk size, which is how much text you actually want in a specific chunk, and the chunk overlap. So because each chunk is split up, you want some amount of overlap so that the computer actually knows what you are currently talking about so that it doesn't get off track, because each sentence and each paragraph are different. Now, after we got all of these chunks, we can finally make them into embeddings. So embeddings are a language that the computers can actually understand, and that's how they get the information from the code that we get. So now that we made it into an embeddings using OpenAI embeddings, we can finally get our response. So using this function, we are just able to allow ourselves to get the response back, as well as have a memory key so that we can store the past messages that were sent to us. Okay, now we can finally focus on a more fun part, which is the front end. So how the front end works is that we essentially created an HTML templates file, which contains all the CSS styling and everything so that the website looks really clean. We also are able to write a bunch of stuff and also get the text input. So this is how they ask the question. Now you may be wondering, how do they load the document? Well, using Streamlit library, we are able to use the function st.fileLoader, where they can load a file that they want and actually put it into Streamlit, where we can do all of the backend stuff and give them some responses. Okay, now that we actually know how this stuff works, let's actually get it to help my long overdue Streamlit assignment. So if we just browse my millions of files, we are able to find my report. Now, if I just process this, it should be good. Okay, now what are the first two names of the PDF? And hopefully it should give me my name, or it is Portia and Antonio. Now, if you don't know from the context of my report, actually, I am writing about Shakespeare, the Merchant of Venice. So that is actually kind of cool how it says Portia and Antonio. So now let's see, should I change the third paragraph or the third, let's do point in the thesis statement. And hopefully it will give us an answer so that I can redo this assignment. If here's the third point of message, is about the virality of evil in both To Kill a Mockingbird and The Merchant of Venice. Without further information on the specific point in the question, it is difficult to determine whether it should be changed or not.